Technology has certainly changed the way we live, and it's changing the way we run campaigns and hold elections. In politics, a groundbreaking application promises to provide an evolution in political campaign strategies. It also vows to integrate stakeholders in the election process to help a candidate win. Good evening, I'm Pia Hontiveros. Welcome to your weekly political appointment fix, politics as usual. Political consulting firm Publicus Asia recently launched its political application Centurion. It is a product of the firm's decades-long experience in managing and running campaigns. Our lone guest for tonight, the founder and chief executive officer of Publicus Asia, Malu Tikia. Hi, Malu.
Hi,
Welcome
Pia.
back to CNN Philippines.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, familiar territory. Okay, I was thinking, while I was reading the introduction, it's a decades-long experience of the firm. This is actually decades-long experience of yourself. This is 20, your life work.
Yes, it's my life work.
This is what you've been doing for ages.
For ages, like 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's essentially putting together the lessons learned.
Right.
And it's building on technology.
Right. Putting together lessons learned, building technology. You're sharing this whole life work.
That's right. Because we wanted to actually ask campaigners to be more than just ground people. Right. And we wanted the campaign to be an ecosystem where everyone is there. You see, Pia, you've reported campaigns where ground is different from air,
right.
And air is not talking to social media.
Right.
And whenever there's a problem, each of us are, kind of blaming each other because we're not on one page. And even the candidate doesn't know, why is my bias like this? How come it's not appreciated on the ground?
That's how campaigns collapse, no?
Yes.
So inumpisa mo na, how this all started. Sige. So you're trying to para bang put everything together in a very common sense way.
And that's a lesson coming from COVID. During COVID, pre-COVID, we were like, okay, air war, ground war, digital. COVID forced everyone to talk to each other, to be in one page of the campaign strategy, and to get and to be able to go beyond ground and actually use technology.
Right.
But then you saw Comelec was saying, you cannot do campaigns, you cannot do rallies, you cannot have face-to-face. But after a while, they were saying, you can do that. So you saw the big rallies and everything. But again, there was a misconception that big rallies can be translated into votes.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. So we inputted that. We needed the candidate to feel the supporters in an ecosystem. So what we have in Centurion is both your ground is there, your campaigners are there, the TV ads will be seen by their campaigners first before it's being shown to the public, and then the ground people will say, it doesn't have impact in Cebu. It doesn't have impact in Baguio. Why? But the ads are already there, right? And then you have the social media.
Right.
You see,
Ground Air Digital. Malu, wait, just very briefly, when you say ground, of course, we're talking about, nag-house
campaign,
leaflet,
the traditional,
rally, the traditional campaign that we are all familiar with. Air, when you say air war, you're talking about TV, radio ads, and TV appearances.
That's right. That's in interviews.
And digital, social media, so ibang yan.
That's right.
So Malu, we were showing your graphics a while ago, and this is how it started graphics. I wanted to, since you're already talking about how this all started, and parang you're trying to, parang put everything together para mas comprehensive and mas maintindihan. Itong how it started graphics, I wanted to ask you about this. Itong services modules, there are 3 columns there. Yeah. Awareness, conversion, endearment.
Doesn't that ring a bell to you?
Yeah.
That is essentially the strategies in campaigning.
Yes.
You build the awareness, you build the endearment. After awareness, endearment comes with trust, and you convert. So essentially, the 3 pillars. This is much better diagram coming from a pencil sketch that I did. And this diagram is 2017. So
Yeah.
2017, I've been toying with the idea. I wanted the application to be there by 2019. It wasn't going to be. Then I said probably in 2022 because people are so used with technology.
Right.
But I was having a hard time looking for programmers and technology advocates who can put together that design.
Who could execute your
Yeah,
idea in a
and
digital
That's right.
format.
And that
Yeah,
is
right.
a Synapse, which is Chris Tagle.
Chris Tagle, oo.
That's their competitive edge.
Yeah.
The other thing with Chris Tagle and his team, they had campaign experience. So
Okay, so hindi lang siya
Hindi lang yung out of the
techie guys.
yes.
Ano yon, Miss Malu?
Yeah,
ano yun?
kasi
Ganon, no? Naiintindihan nila.
we had three groups of techie people, groups really, discussing. One didn't understand campaigning. The other one understood, but wanted a very top-heavy approach. And the third was essentially there for the money. So I was telling him, I'm the one spending, my company is spending for this, but we want it to be for the next generation of campaigners.
Right.
That there'd be, there'd be a push to change the way campaigns are in the country.
Tama bang to say it this way? Centurion is like a digital campaign manager.
Yes.
Your digital campaign staff.
It is.
It is, no? Because like you said, no, a while ago I was reading the headings, no, awareness, conversion, and exactly what you would do in a campaign. Para bang nilalagay niyo dyan para magamit as a tool, no? It becomes a tool.
So, the country is an archipelago. It's very hard to campaign.
Right.
Some candidates would just choose Luzon. So what happens to Visayas and Mindanao?
Right.
So using technology, which is SaaS, software as a system. SaaS, an example of SaaS is Zoom, HubSpot. There are several examples of SaaS. And I was saying, why reinvent the wheel? There is SaaS. Why don't we put SaaS and then put all the elements of campaign in SaaS?
Oo. Yeah.
So kaya naging madali kasi may SaaS.
Yeah, so it's either they limit themselves to Luzon or they limit themselves to the big cities and then
That's right.
wala na. They will
That's right.
forget about the countryside.
The countryside.
Na marami namang butan.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Malu also, so nag-soft launch kayo. Itong Monday lang,
Soft
July
launch
31. You're launching the web-based version on September 28. And this is going to be available for 2025.
Yeah, that's right. For 2025.
Okay, some people would say, 2025? Parang ang layo pa naman, ang tagal pa naman, no? But it's never too early to start preparing,
right.
right? You should be preparing now if you want to run in 2025 or 28.
And essentially what we're saying is, if you need Centurion, you have to start a year because you have to build the system. So garbage in, garbage out. So if your data, if for example, you're running and your data is really polluted, you cannot run the system. You have to clean your data and it has to be data-based.
Yeah, we'll talk about what data you're talking about na nilalagay natin. Yung para bang ini-input natin yung data. Pag-usapan natin yan, Malu. When we come back, we'll be back after this quick break. Stay tuned. This is Politics as Usual. Welcome back. This is Politics as Usual. Still with us, Publicus Asia founder and CEO Malu Tequia. We're talking about Centurion, which is launching just in time for the 2025 and 2028 elections. In essence, Malu, this is a digital campaign manager, like you were explaining earlier. Itong SaaS, software.
As a system.
Software as a system. I was just thinking, Filipinos are so passionate about politics, di ba? I mean, we can kill each other because of politics. And this is parang right up our alley, right?
Oh, and it's essentially the next generation campaigners. Then, since it is digital, there'd be more people, young people, who will be interested to join the camps of candidates. And then, since it is data-driven, Generation Z na yata tayo, or A, no? Generation A. They're so data. Diba? They're so into data.
Right.
So, I guess the timing is very right. And then you have enough politicians who understand data, who are driven and who make decision based on data.
You know, this sounds like to me, parang hindi biro ang kampanya, no? Because there's people outside of the political sphere, no, who think, wala lang yan, kakamayan mo lang, ngingiti ka lang, sasayaw, kakanta, etc. Hindi, there's a whole science that goes into this.
Yeah.
You have to study.
That's
you
right.
you have to have good data. You have to analyze the data. You have to understand the data, right?
Yeah, and you have to understand the psychographics of voters. So it's no longer choosing, yung dati, di ba, parang shotgun approach, o lahat tamaan, siya ang botante ko. Ngayon, gusto ko senior citizens, gusto ko first-time voters, di ba? To a certain degree, yung professional group, madali mo yung i-please dahil may trabaho, may sweldo, okay ang bilihin, okay ka na. Pero yung nasa fringes, yung senior citizens, iba ang issues noon. Yung first-time voters, iba rin yung gusto nila. Aspirational sila. So how can you even do aspirational if you do not know your key messages to a targeted audience?
I hope you don't mind my asking this way, you know, because every time elections come around, I prepare, and then I literally prepare a folder of documents which I read and go through. In other words, what you're saying is, yung laman nito or laman ng kahit anong folder ng kahit anong political campaign, yun ang ipapasok doon. Kasi halimbawa, merong
right.
voter information.
Oo, kunyari ikaw
Per
kandidato,
region,
meron
etc.
kang database ng mga supporters mo, yun ang ipapasok mo. Pero hindi namin, dahil sa privacy law, hindi dapat identifiable na si Pia Hontiveros yun. So may numero ka 008 that represents you. So pag pumasok doon and part ka ng psychographic study nila, ikaw yung directed na kakausapin ng kandidato.
Okay. Of course, Publicus Asia and how do you pronounce it?
Synapse.
Synapse. No, you're running the whole system, right? You have your 5 main features. Let's talk about it. So there's political mapping, online surveys, constituent relationship management. At hindi ito yung number of followers, di ba?
Hindi.
Kasi
Oo,
hindi,
yeah.
Okay, mobility and the core as a foundation for the ecosystem. Sige, explain.
So, yung political mapping essentially is a map of the Philippines that has the election history analysis, which means saan ako nanalo, saan ako natalo, saan yung dati akin napunta sa kalaban. So it's very easy for local kasi parang for you, against you, undecided. Pero sa national, makikita mo yan based on your, if you're a re-electionist, makikita mo yung results previously. Saan ba ako traditionally natatalo? Ba't mahina ako sa Cebu? Ano ang hinahanap ng Cebu? Gagastos ba ako dito to get them in the winning column? O hindi, doon na lang ako sa base ko. So that's the political mapping. It's data presented visually.
Oo. It sounds to me nga like the kind of
Parang yung
info
ginawa nyo before. Remember you had a very good, what do you call that? That magic slate that you kept pointing on tapos nag-change ng kulay.
Yeah, okay. So, let's talk about yung system architecture and itong software architecture. Can we bring up that graphics now para makita? Kasi meron akong tatanungin There are these 4 icons on the left. Are we showing it? Is this the system? No. Yung system
That's the
architecture.
software.
Mamaya na yung software architecture. System architecture muna yan.
That one.
Okay. There are 4 icons on the left. So itong main database, political mapping database, online survey database, voters, and election return? Election return database. Of course, election return. Sanay na tayo doon, no? To the audience, our audience tonight, our viewers. Election returns, ito ang nagiging resulta sa mga presinto, the summary of all our votes there in the presinto. Okay, so in other words, again, Malu, parang dito yung Publicus Asia and Synapse, you're going to put all that data in
The data of the client.
of the client.
Yes.
Okay. You're not, hindi sa inyo galing.
Hindi sa amin galing.
Okay.
So data ng client din, kung wala kang data, mapipilitan kami pumunta saan kang district, saan kang area, kukunin namin yung data ng result ng previous election, which is the ERs. Why? Because we will attempt a survey based on polling centers. Remember, survey is nationwide or survey is district and it's voters. This one, sabihin nyo sa amin anong barangay kayo may problema, we'll do the survey there. So it's really targeted to that area.
Okay. And then clients of subscribers, syempre mga campaigns, mga kandidato. No? Ngayon pa lang, meron na bang tumawag sa inyo? I mean, of course,
Meron nagpapabriefing.
Okay.
Paano ba yan? Paano namin gagawin? Kaso yung mga tanong, medyo pwede bang i-monetize yan? Sabi ko,
I-monetize meaning?
Buying.
What did it mean? Buying.
Oo. So sabi ko, sir, hindi ho dito pwede yung buying. Wala kaming gateway na pwedeng magamit para bumili. Tapos sabi niya, pwede ba naming, paano yung survey? Paano kami, you say it's a political management tool. So, hindi namin nararamdaman. Sabi ko, sir, hindi nandito lahat yung component ng kampanya. Nakaupo ka lang tuwing umaga, you have a meeting. Online, you can meet your people on the ground. We have a meeting at 0800. Ito yung ipibigay namin, ito na yung lalabas ng mga ads. They show it in the system. So technically, nobody sees it. And then before kasi, all the application like Viber, WhatsApp, ginagamit sa kampanya.
Right.
At nagiging risk yon. So ang ginagawa ngayon is, dun sa design namin, kasama na siya dun sa ecosystem. So you can communicate. Now, yung downloadable, which is the mobile, only supporters have that. That's why there is a CMS, a constituent management system, where they log in. So if you want to follow Pia Hontiveros, I will log in. And then your supporter can download the app and they can communicate directly to you. So pag sinabi, nagpaikot ako dyan, nagpadala ng posters, sir, hindi ho namin nakuha. Ba't hindi nakuha? Then addresses in the system, political officer, ano nangyari? Ba't hindi napadala? So it's in there. There is no delay because it's real time. So 24/7, you can operate your campaign 24/7. So it's efficient, economical because you kind of cut the delays when you relay an instruction to the ground because nandun na sila. So every morning you can have a meeting with your team.
Yeah. Ano to? Parang video Zoom?
Yes.
Talaga.
Pero within the system.
Okay.
Video conferencing.
Okay. What's the video conferencing called?
It's still Centurion, but we're using the same SAS as
Zoom. Okay. All right. Sige, we'll take a very quick break. A few more final questions for Malu when we come back. Be right back. You're still on politics as usual. Final words, final questions for Malu Tikia for Because Asia. Itong Centurion Malu, for 2025, you're offering itong starter, premium, enterprise. So these are different packages with different amounts. Syempre, no? Ano yung mga tinatanong? Since kanina sabi mo, may mga nagpapabriefing na, ano yung mga tinatanong nila?
Well, how the system works and is it foolproof? And if
and it is foolproof, right?
Yes, it is because we had a cybersecurity guy do the analysis.
Okay.
And that's part of the privacy protocols, no?
Right.
There were questions on can you buy votes through the system, and the answer is no. Because there's no gateway. Can you make daya? Sabi ko, how can you make daya?
Sino yun? Sino yung gustong mandaya? Can you make daya na parang gusto niya mandaya or natatakot siya baka dayain
hindi
siya?
Kasi saan daw barangay magdadaya. So sabi ko, sir, hindi ko maklarado yung saan kasi that is something in the future. So if you're campaigning well, I cannot answer kung mandadaya ka lang ba? Because if a campaign is built around that, then surely you will fail. You will have to, engage with the voters.
Kung maganda naman ang kampanya mo and you are, why wouldn't you win?
Yeah, and to a certain degree, we're trying to remove the command votes and make sure that most of the votes are market. Kasi yung command is ward leader. So if you're ward leader oriented, you do not like Centurion. But if you want to go directly,
it bypasses. It's middleman.
Yes. Diba? But if you want directly with the voters, you'd want Centurion because I'm talking with the voters.
Command votes, bailiwick, baluarte. These are terms of old.
Yes.
Now most probably will become extinct.
I hope so.
In the digital age of campaigning, no? Okay, Malu, my one final question before we go. It's called Centurion. Why Centurion? We all know the Roman Centurion, the soldier.
It's actually based on that. The Roman Centurion, there's a Bible quote on the role of the Roman Centurions. When God was, nailed on the cross, there were centurions there. So essentially, it's our way of saying we will guard. And the religious side of that is until the last end, we would want to hope that our election system will be better every election cycle.
Thank you very much, Maluti Kia, Publicus Asia.
Thank you, Pia.
Yeah. Ibang topic, ibang araw na lang yung
Sure.
yung issue ngayon ng dayaan na daw sa eleksyon noong 2022. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Malu.
Thank you.
We've been told before, don't talk politics at the dinner table or the family reunion or in Viber groups and risk warfare, digital or otherwise. But we can talk about it here at this table on this show, your weekly political appointment fix, politics as usual. I'm Pia Hontiveros. See you back here next Wednesday, 8 p.m.